Frontier is a major ultra-low-cost airline here in the United States, known for its rock-bottom prices and bare-bones level of service. A few months ago, Frontier advertised a massive flight sale, with tickets going for as low as $19 one way. Out of curiosity, I decided to check it out, and ended up booking a round-trip ticket to Atlanta for $45. Today's video will focus on the outbound leg from Chicago to Atlanta on Frontier's newest aircraft, the Airbus A321neo. And so today, I'm back at O'Hare to take what is definitely the cheapest flight I've ever taken in my life. Let's do this. Frontier operates from Terminal 5 at Chicago O'Hare, having shifted operations across from Terminal 3 in 2018. I had already checked in online and gotten my boarding pass, but just for your information, Frontier's check-in area is located on the far right side of the check-in hall in Zone 5A. After a relatively painless security check, here we are airside. Despite T5 being O'Hare's international terminal, it still serves a large number of domestic flights. But I will admit, it is pretty awkward to see our flight to Atlanta listed alongside all of these international flights going to places all over the world. Terminal 5 is currently undergoing a major renovation phase, and as such, many areas are sectioned off as construction work continues. Our flight today is listed as departing from gate M34 in the newly opened Terminal 5 expansion. With construction, getting there is a little sketchy as you have to pass through a narrow, albeit temporary, hallway. The expansion itself had officially opened just a few days earlier, and while there is still work to be done, you can already tell it's a massive improvement from the rest of Terminal 5. I already posted a separate video regarding this, but the expansion's large windows allow for much more natural light, and of course, the expanded walkways give it a more open feel. There's an abundance of seating as well, which is great because seating was previously a big issue with most of the Terminal 5 gates. At one point, Frontier served over 20 destinations from O'Hare, both domestic and international. Many of those routes have since been moved across town to Midway Airport, leaving O'Hare with just 4 destinations served on Frontier. These are split across 2 domestic, Orlando and Atlanta, and 2 international, Cancun and Punta Cana. As it got closer to departure time, we received a notification that our flight would be delayed and that our gate had changed from M34 in the new expansion to M25. Despite the inconveniences, Frontier always kept us updated by sending emails and messages regarding the delay and gate change, which I really appreciated. You might be wondering though, why was our flight delayed? Well, the inbound flight from Punta Cana unexpectedly diverted to Miami following a medical emergency. Unfortunately, we never found out what happened to the afflicted passenger, but I sincerely hope everything was okay. The delay didn't bother me at all, 1 because I understand these things happen, and 2 because we'd be flying on Frontier's brand new Airbus A321neo. To my knowledge, this is the first ever review of this particular aircraft on YouTube, so the excitement was just too much to be overtaken. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, I bought a dirt cheap round-trip ticket on Frontier. But there's a catch. Frontier is an ultra low-cost budget airline, and as such, they charge for basically everything including seat selection, bags, and refreshments. When I booked my ticket, I only paid for the round-trip airfare, deliberately choosing not to pay for bags or even seat selection to get the full budget airline experience. Now, don't get it twisted, Frontier does allow each passenger 1 free personal item which has to meet the dimensions listed here. I would be flying back to Chicago the following morning anyway, so the personal item was all I needed. As you can see, I brought a drawstring bag for the trip, but a personal item could also be a small backpack or purse. Now, please take my word for this. If you plan on bringing carry-on or checked luggage on board Frontier and choose not to pay for it while booking online, you are making a big mistake. Do not And I repeat, do not, please do not try and sneak your luggage on board, because when flying Frontier, it's not going to work. Frontier heavily enforces the luggage policy, going so far as to divide boarding groups based on who has paid for carry-on luggage and who hasn't. If you haven't paid for your luggage by the time you board the plane, you could be paying upwards of $100 per bag at the gate, and trust me, you do not want to do that. Now, moving to seat selection, I surprisingly got assigned my seat around 3 days before the flight, which was weird, since I thought these get assigned during check-in. But somehow I was assigned a window seat towards the front of the aircraft for tonight's flight, and you best be sure I was not complaining.
No, look, you didn't do it on purpose. Bro, I'm tired. The truth prevails. Oh my god. The truth prevails.
The Frontier A321neo features 240 seats in an all-economy class configuration. The first 3 rows and one of the exit rows feature extra legroom stretch seats, while the rest of the aircraft has the usual slimline seats, which aren't really that bad. The first thing you'll notice on not just the A321neo but also newer A320neo aircraft is the presence of an actual tray table, which is still kinda small but can also be extended. I mean, it's totally better than whatever the heck this was on Frontier's older aircraft. Below the table is a netted seat pocket containing the safety card, and then the legroom itself is around 28 to 30 inches, which, if you're under 6 feet tall, should not be an issue. And then above the seats are the usual reading lights, call buttons, and yes, even personal air vents.
After our final safety checks before takeoff, please let us know if you have any questions about information that we have provided for you during our safety briefing. Thank you again for choosing Frontier Airlines, and we hope.
At this time, updated arrival time into Atlanta is showing 1:14 a.m. local time. Arrival into Atlanta is showing 1:14 a.m. local time.
all while on board the aircraft. We do apologize for the inconvenience, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of our newer aircrafts, therefore the menus were not stocked in the seat back pockets at this time. But if you do plan on ordering anything, go ahead and press that flight attendant call button.
As Frontier is an ultra-low-cost airline, they charge for refreshments like snacks and drinks. There really wasn't much of a service on tonight's flight anyway, as most people chose to sleep. Wi-Fi and power outlets are also non-existent on Frontier, so be sure to have some sort of entertainment downloaded beforehand, and also keep a portable charger handy just in case.
Laptop, computers, any other large electronic devices you may be using at this time. You may continue to use your small electronic devices.
After a very quick flight down south, we soon began descent into Atlanta. Tonight's approach brought us in from the northwest before turning base and landing on runway 8 right. Considering I paid literally $19 for this flight, I was totally satisfied with the experience. It was literally $19 just to get on a plane and fly somewhere. Of course, I knew exactly what to expect once on board. I would definitely recommend Frontier to those who travel lightly with not a lot of luggage, and those who understand how budget airlines work. If you're traveling with family or know for sure that you'll need to bring lots of luggage, I strongly suggest booking with the full service carriers, like American, Delta, or United. But overall, despite the delay, it was a lot of fun getting to fly Frontier tonight, especially on board their newest aircraft. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. After a quick layover in Atlanta, I would jump onto another Frontier aircraft and fly right back up to Chicago. And stay tuned for that video coming very soon. If you enjoyed today's video though, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. But that will do it for today, so thank you all once again, take care, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.